My name is Leo. I'm founder of the UAE restaurant community, and I'm happy to introduce all of us today to Mr. Victor, who is general manager of Careem. And we have prepared this webinar because it was a lot of questions regarding new model, regarding flat fees, regarding what super app is, and all other stuff. And we decided it better to make webinar with general manager to discuss all these things. So Victor will present all the idea and what all behind that. So I am, as a user, by the way, last week switched all my orders to Careem Food, and previously I used Careem as a taxi, so I don't have car in Dubai. I use Careem as my personal outsourced car, and yeah, it's very good that you can spend points for delivery fees. I think it's very fair. So I even decreased my personal expenses using this model, and yeah, so I ensured on my own that super app idea could work very cool. So yes, and today we will speak about that. So let me introduce Mr. Victor, who is general manager of Careem Food. Karim, Victor, could you introduce your team? And yeah, let's start.
Great. Thanks a lot, Leo, for setting this up and for helping us, communicate and explain our new business model to the wider community. And thank you for becoming a multi-service customer. We want to do more of those. We want to have more of those customers. Great. So thanks. So with me, I have Vaibhav Macker. Vaibhav has been with the company for 8 years now. He leads our ops team. He's one of the most professional and has deep expertise in operations. Then I have Naila Samaha, who leads our marketing team and also been with the company for about 4 years now. And she's been very instrumental in helping us put the new strategy. And finally, I have Mireille El-Majdoub, who's now leading our food partner team, basically on the account management side, so that we can service our partners in a much better way now.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for introducing. So agenda and schedule of today's meeting. So first half hour, maybe 40 minutes, Victor will go through his presentation. Then we will have time for questions. Please post them into a QA section. Try to use QA section instead of chat. It will be more convenient then to answer and catch up all things. And for sure, if you would like to ask questions as usually by voice, it also will be possible. Just raise hands and I will allow you to talk. Yeah, so now we are switching to the main content part. Victor, step in.
Just 1 second. Great, so you see my screen?
Yeah, all fine.
Great. All right, so thanks again for all of you for taking the time. I'm just gonna quickly go over a few things. One is just about the company a bit, about Careem. And then I'm gonna tell you a bit more about the super app strategy and what we have on a high level. And then we'll go into the food business model, which is basically our new merchant-centric model. So basically, our vision today is to become the most trusted super app that in the region that simplifies the life of people at least 2 million times every day. That vision has been transforming as we scale the company, and today we're very proud of the new vision of the super app. Our values have always been the same. We shoot to the moon and beyond, so we're very ambitious. We like to be of service to each other, to our partners, to our captain, and we like to own things and move forward. And today our tagline is everyday life made simple. And that's really what we're striving to achieve, is making life of people in our region much more simpler, much more frictionless. Now, in a nutshell, our story, the company started in 2012, started as a B2B ride-hailing company. At the time, we were competing with Uber and people thought we were a bit unrealistic. However, we have pushed through that challenge, and by 2019, Uber acquired us. When it comes to food, we were a bit late to the game, so we came in November 2018. Then in 2020, as all of us did, we got hit by COVID. COVID helped us accelerate the transformation of the company. So we launched the super app. We learned quite a lot from it over the past 6, 7, 8 months. And 2021 is all about unlocking the value of that super app. Now, as a super app, today, we are a simple and trusted super app that offers value for loyalty. What that means is the customer comes in today, can use our limo service, can also use the RTA taxi, Hala, can have food, can order grocery, can use our bikes, order anything, and so on. And because we're in a mindset today of an ecosystem player, what we are going to do is we're going to start introducing more services to cater to our customer. Now, we might not choose to build all of these services ourselves. We might partner with best-in-class companies doing a certain service in a certain city and bring them on board by building a long-term win-win partnership with them. So the service offering will get diversified even further. Now, from a customer perspective, the value that we bring in is simplicity and convenience, trust and reliability, and rewards for loyalty. What we want to do is we don't want, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense for you to have 20, 30 different apps, put your credit card in 20, 30 different apps, and so on. So we provide you with a one-stop shop. We are trusted and reliable. And then the more loyal you are, the more you consume, the more benefits you unlock. And from an asset perspective, today we have one of the largest online customer base in the region transacting frequently with us. We have a scalable technology and optimized operation, and we'll continue to improve those two things. And the last thing is that we have built a great brand equity across a large geographical footprint. We have built this equity, this brand equity, because we were always driven by impact. Impact is something that is deeply rooted in our DNA. We have done that for our captains, for our colleagues. We've supported 1.5 million captains, and we want to do more of that. Our customer like that about us, and we want to, and together, I think we could do more impact, positive impact. Sorry. Now, when it comes to food, we've decided today our main objective is to continue building a competitive, sustainable food business to capture frequency and share of wallet. That's our objective. However, what we want to really solve for is the problem that we have seen in the industry. And today, we spoke to quite a lot of partners, and there has been a lot of points that were highlighted, friction points. Whether it's on the commission and how during COVID, the delivery model moved from being the cherry on top of the cake to being the cake itself. When you guys have a cost structure that doesn't sustain that, so there is quite a lot of friction on the commission side, but there is also friction around visibility as well as around value chain. And we want to come in and we want to try to realign those incentives. And the first thing we're doing is we're unlocking value to all our partners. And what we expect is that you unlock value back to us, we then unlock value back to you. And that's how we build a relationship based on a win-win partnership. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to provide you today with a business model, a platform that is as cost-effective as your own channel and will become more cost-effective down the line. And at the same time, have the benefit of the aggregator model, which comes with demand, loyalty, care, and what have you. And that translates into 3 cost elements. On one side, we have a delivery cost, a cost that is transparent. We're fixing it at 6.5 dirham. Of course, the customer will end up paying an additional 7 dirham. And what we want to do with this is that we want to align the incentive on the delivery cost. So the more you work with me, the more we grow together, that cost per delivery should start going down. And as it goes down, we'll revise it and we'll provide you that benefit. So here you win, I win because I'm growing with you. And then our customer wins because he has a much better experience. And the flip side of that coin is that today, if we have an external tax, fuel hike, what have you, I'm going to come to you, I'm going to tell you this is what happened in the market, and I'm going to push that fuel hike or externality to you. Again, fixing it, making it transparent, and making it a two-way street. The second component is a payment gateway fee that we're fixing at 2.95%. And that will allow me to pay my smaller and bigger customers and make sure that I cover the cost of that operation. And the third component is a subscription and cost per order. So today what we're introducing is a subscription model. You have 4 plans. Those 4 plans are catered to small as well as larger players. You basically come in. The first plan is a $45 plan that unlocks 100 orders. And then any additional order that you do, I will charge you $0.5. So initially those 100 orders will cost you $0.45 each. And to realign the incentive, what I'm doing is I'm creating different plans. So as we grow together, you will come and you'll start graduating from one plan to the other. And when you do that, you unlock a larger amount of order at a deeper discount. So if you look at the plan 4 today, it's a cost of $750 monthly, unlocks 2,500 orders. Those first 2,500 orders are actually at $0.3. And again, this is catered to the wide audience or the wide partner and mix. So that's basically on the commercial model. So again, 3 components: the delivery cost, transparent and goes both ways. We grow together, we improve it, we revise it. The second one is a payment gateway fee of 2.95% that allow us to pay you on time, to make sure that everything is done properly and we're accounting for all of that. And the third is subscription model, and that gives you a plan. And when you go over that plan, you end up paying $0.5 per transaction, per additional transaction. Now, when you look at this model on the unit economics, if you look at a low AOV situation where, let's say, the average order is 50 dirham, the cost of delivery there is 6.5 dirham, the payment gateway is 1.68, and the transaction fee is 1.83. That's being calculated on the 0.5. Now, in that case, what ends up happening is you end up in commission terms, traditional commission term, you end up paying 20%, while the other aggregator are taking 25, 30, 35 from you. So that's on a low economics. So the model is very competitive on that low AOV. When it comes to higher AOV, so let's say an average order of 200 dirham, the cost of delivery is 6.5, still the same. Payment gateway fee slightly increased to 6.10, and then the transaction fee is at 1.83. So what ends up happening there is that you're effectively paying roughly a 7% commission, while the other aggregators are still taking from you 25, 30, 35. So there's quite a lot of value that has been unlocked through this model for all of our partners. Now, what we want to do is we want to go even beyond that. So what we're doing is over the short term, we have 3 main objectives. So one is to unlock a better commercial model that gives you a better bottom line. 2 is to help work together so we can unlock a higher top line. And 3 is to help you with your brand building. Because at the end of the day, as a food operator, these are the 3 top things that you care about: top line, bottom line, brand equity. And we're going to do that. So 1, we're doing it with the commercial model. 2, we're going to unlock the super app demand. For me to unlock that super app demand, I need to be effectively for you. We need to work in a partnership mode. But today I know for a fact that there is quite a lot of customers coming on my app, transacting with me across different services. And if I start converting those, I can unlock much more value to my partners on food. The second one is brand building. Today we're gonna come to you with marketing, and we're gonna focus on creativity, and we're gonna make sure that the customer is not only attracted to the discount, but also is relating to your brand. So again, we need to be conscious about the market sentiment and the discount kind of sentiment due to COVID and uncertainty, but we want to start changing the game by reframing that discount into brand first, discount second. And then, so those are initiatives that we started and we're going to continue doing. And then in the medium term, we're going to start unlocking more value as And those are going to translate into a few things. So one, we're reinitiating a project that we had where we had an in-car advertising slash content experience in our ride-hailing fleet. We've done the pilot, but then during COVID, we put it on hold. I'm starting this back again. And for certain partners that create value to me, I will unlock further value. Again, we go back to that process of unlocking mutual value. And what that will do, it will do two things. It will enable me to target a customer when I know that he has a deterministic value and drives more visibility to my partner. So what happens is that, I'll give you an example. You're going back at night to your house. I know that you like to eat a certain type of food. I'll push to you an ad around that to order from a certain select partner. Similarly, I'm not gonna just drive online footfall, but I also want to drive offline footfall. So what's gonna happen is that if I know that you're going to MOE, I know that one of my preferred partner is an MOE, I will also push the customer to actually go and have a dine-in experience with you. So that's one of the medium-term projects. And then also in general, we're building this the platform in a very different mindset. Today we see this as not Careem's platform, but our mutual platform. And as such, we're unlocking a lot of enablers, whether it's through our regional footprint, whether giving you data intelligence. And overall, that's how we're building this platform in order to enable you to take more control of it. Because today we need to do that in order to grow. So these are some of the plans that we have that we started executing on. And in order for us to really be able to execute that, we need your help. And in order to really have a true partnership, we want to work with you across multiple aspects. So one is sales and marketing, which we currently do, but we want to do more of that. Two is operationally. Today, because we aligned on the delivery cost, we want to be working closely with our partner in order to together improve the customer experience by delivering food faster and at a lower cost, and pushing back that improvement, those cost benefit to you. And then third, strategically, we are doing different things, new things, and we need to have that discussion with you on a strategic level so that we can unlock more value for all of us. So this is basically what we have installed. I'd love to start answering questions. So if you're sharing some, so my team will give me some of your questions. I'll read it out, and then I'll answer each one. So please feel free to ask questions. Okay, so when it comes to the frequency of payment to restaurant, we are today on doing it on a weekly basis, and we'll continue to do it on a weekly basis. So that will still be the same. And then when it comes to the subscription has to be paid upfront, and then the cost per transaction will follow. What type of customers' data will be shared with the restaurants? So basically, this is the data piece is a piece where we're gonna unlock it as we go. Because I cannot unlock everything right away, because there's quite a lot of regulations that I need to go through in order to understand what I can unlock and what I cannot unlock. Because we do care about our customer data and we want to protect it, and we do care about the partners and we want to enable them to do business better. So we're gonna start seeing progression of that data unlock, and then we'll solve for the more complex data at a later stage. We're thinking about it. We don't have the solutions, but right now I want to try to be able to give you empowerment about, your customers. Are they new? Are they retained? Can they? Are they being? How do they react against other cuisines and so on and so forth. So that's in the plan, it's in the pipeline, and you'll start seeing more of it as we move along and we develop further the product. So very good question around the subscription. Is it per branch or trade name? So today, what we're doing is the subscription is on a brand level. So we had a choice either to do it on a brand level, on an outlet level, or on a group level. We decided to do it on a brand level because some groups have multiple brands, and we want to align the incentive. So if you have two brands, let's say, instead of taking one, as you grow with me, taking one subscription of 2,500 at 0.3 cents dollar, I want you to grow with me so that you can unlock two subscription of $750 at 2,500. This benefits you more. And that's why we decided to go on a brand level. And it's basically to further realign the incentive. So that's one. There is a question around if the same rate apply to KSA. So KSA has the same model applies to KSA, but KSA has a different economics when it comes to delivery and all of that. So the model there is the same model with the same spirit, and the product is built in the same way. However, the economics are a bit different. So there is a question around the delivery charge being high. So again, we believe that delivery charge will go lower as we grow. This is our cost today of operating and ensuring we're delivering high quality. We do take care. We do also invest a lot in our captains, in safety, in providing trainings and all of that. But again, we fixed it at 6.5. It takes care of our costs. And as we grow together, we are strong believer that this will go down. And as it goes down, we'll revise it and push the value back to you. Now, there is a question about what will happen to the existing agreement. Well, we're doing today a total shift in business model. So at this stage, what we're doing is we're explaining the model. And then later on, the team is sending the new agreements for you to sign them and get on board with this new model. So it's a process that we started already, and we'll continue on doing it so that we can move everyone to the new model, because we truly believe that new model is more effective, cost effective for you, and it really builds a proper win-win partnership over a longer period of time. And that's the key to success for all of us. So can existing partners also switch to the subscription model despite the contract signed? So again, the new contract for the subscription is a simple one. So we'll be sharing it with you. As soon as you sign it, then I'll put you in the process of shifting the commercial model. It's just that we need to make sure that we're doing it properly, because it's a lot of partners. And at the same time, we have a accounting and finance and legal team that is taking care and making sure all these changes are done so that we avoid any mistake and mishaps. So again, after this call, you can reach out to us directly through the foodpartners_UAE@careem.com, and we'll send you those contracts. But we're processing contracts as we go. But you can understand there is quite a lot of those to be processed. So please be patient a bit with us. So there's another question about, will the package I pay for affect my position in the app? No, the package you pay for is depending on your size. It won't affect the position on the app. Now, I think that's the answer, short answer. What about restaurant with small ticket sizes? They will not get much with fixed charges. So again, the smallest package is a $45 package for 100 orders. And again, what we want to do is make sure that you get to that 100, and we can help you with that, so that you don't have wastage in your plan. That's our objective. And that's why I'm not gonna come and convince you to buy a 2,500 order package if you're doing 200 and 300 with me. The way we're going to approach this is once you have predictability in your demand, then you will feel more comfortable upgrading. But as a starting point, we could have those discussions to see how we can help you get to that 100 quickly. So there is a specific question about the subscription with multiple franchisee. I think that we will discuss it on a one-off situation, given that it's very specific. Yeah, so there is also a specific question around data, and we will provide you more feedback on the data unlock. We're working on that right now. I don't want to allow us a bit of time, and you'll start seeing more data unlock. Right now, we're making sure that the data we're providing you around your transactions, around all of that is being done quickly and all of that. And then we're going to start unlocking aggregate data. Aggregate data is basically giving you a sense of where we stand from different angles on an aggregate level. And then we'll go into more details. So we're approaching data because of the regulation. Again, we're approaching data from a macro perspective and going down the funnel. And then we need to solve for regulatory issue when we're deeper in that funnel. Also. So today so there is a question around the customer delivery fee, and today the standard in the market is a 7 dirham delivery fee, which we're charging. So that's what it is. Now, as we also just want to highlight that as we improve the customer delivery, we will have a chance to also decide whether we want to reduce the customer delivery. So let's say we improve the CPD by customer delivery by a dirham or 2, then we can come and say, okay, maybe it's better to reduce it on the customer to drive more demand. And that's a discussion we can have at a later stage. So there is a question about the merchant who are existing partners will not have to pay the upfront fee. Again, this model is a subscription model, and in any subscription model, the subscription is paid upfront, and then the additional transactions, if you go beyond the plan, will be paid at a later stage. That's how we're structuring it. It's in line with best practices of subscription models. Okay, now there is a specific question. So there is a specific question about a restaurant doing like 30 orders per month. Now, and for that restaurant, if we get the 100 transaction, we're gonna be wasting 70 orders. So again, that I touched on. What we'll do is we'll have a discussion, understand how fast we can get you to the 100, and work closely with you on it. If need be, we'll find a solution that helps you and helps us, so that we don't have you on a plan that has a lot of wastage. Keeping in mind that the unit economics will be very, very, very cost effective, even on the 30 order. But I'm not saying we'll keep it like this. We'll work with you to improve that. Now, there is a question about what's the plan to compete with other aggregators? And specifically because some of you are generating much more revenue from the others. So look, again, there is quite a lot that is being put in place, both from a product perspective as well as from a marketing perspective. So you'll start seeing more and more of these things. We'll start sharing with you new marketing activations and all of that. One thing that I want to highlight is today there's quite a lot of these customers that are eating from you, on other platforms that are actually transacting on my platform. I know them, they like my brand, I know what food apps they have, I know where they're located and all of that. And that's why when working together, we can start, it becomes easier to convert them if we work closely together, because I don't need to acquire that customer. I don't need to convince him that to like Kenny. He already likes me. What I need to do is I need to work with you to convince him to eat with me. And when he does, I benefit as Careem, you benefit as my partner, the customer benefits as well, because we're going to reward his loyalty. And you benefit because you're going to have a much better bottom line. But again, what I want to highlight that this will be done in partnership with the restaurant. And it's very important for us to highlight that this is basically a shifted model. So we're looking at it as not being Careem's platform, but our platforms together. And that means that today I unlock that value. I expect you, some of you, to work with me and to unlock value so I can unlock further value to you. So it becomes, we're building a castle. I put a piece, you put a piece. I put another piece on top, you put another piece on top. And in that case, we really build that strong relationship that is really rooted in a win-win partnership. And we'll be able to start getting you to a better place as financially, financially. So there is another question about working fair with the restaurants, and there is an example. Let's say if there is some problem to reaching the customer, how will you compensate the restaurant? So I think that's a very specific question, but today we do have measures in place to make sure that we're fair to everyone, to the customer, to the restaurant, and to the company. So if the problem resides with us, we compensate both the customer and the merchant. And if the problem resides elsewhere, in all fairness, we expect the restaurant to compensate for that mistake. Mistakes happen. As we build in and we integrate more with you and we improve the product as well, those mistakes will start happening less and less, which helps us get a much better customer experience and merchant partner experience. So there is a good question which touched on the value chain friction that we've identified today when we spoke to partners. And that question is around, do you plan to open your own dark kitchens? We would see this as a conflict of interest. So again, today what we want to do, we don't have plans, any plans to open our own dark kitchens. We are taking this in an ecosystem play. So we want to be the platform that is fair, transparent, and that builds win-win partnerships. So I want to work with dark kitchens, but I will work with all of them. I will be, I will see them as part of my ecosystem, similar to individual restaurants, similar to groups, similar to any stakeholder that comes in play. So again, we understand that friction where we don't have plans, and we want to try the ecosystem play. We truly believe, and it goes back to our DNA of being impact driven. We truly believe that together we can create a bigger impact to a wider community and a wider ecosystem. That's what we've done with ride hailing. We worked closely with our captains. We built a true win-win partnership with them. We impacted 1.5 million captain and their family, and we're very proud of that. And what we want to do now is we want to replicate that model in the food space, so we can elevate, so we can all elevate together. And that's kind of our DNA. There is a question, it's a unique question that I haven't gone through in the past. So there is a question about, are you open to non-food items such as bar equipment? Your customer want to order last minute and get it delivered in 30 minutes. I've never thought about this, to be honest. honest, but it's something that I can look into. Today we have another vertical, which is our shops vertical, where we have groceries, we have pharmacies, we have specialty stores and so on. We're growing that shops vertical. It might be, I don't know if I understand the question right, it might be more suitable for that vertical, but I'm happy to discuss. We're all for new innovative ideas. We want to do more of that. So there is a question around others have gone through this saying we will benefit. However, now they do not consider us important to them. Are you planning the same strategy? No, we're not planning the same strategy. And we have the track record to show that this is not who we are. Again, I've been with the company for 3 months. I was attracted to the company because of the super app strategy, but most importantly, because of the impact and DNA of Careem. And being there for 3 months, you see it across our discussions, across the meetings we do. We keep our customers, our partners, our captain at the center of our discussion, and we'll continue doing that. So no, I will not. We will not play that very short-term strategy. But again, what we want to do is we want to build that ecosystem. So I'm unlocking that value. I want you to help me unlock the back value. So together we can do more. And once you do that, I'm gonna unlock back more value to you. And then we build off of each other's strength, and we grow together. That's what we want to do, and that's what we've been doing, and that's what our track records say. So we have a question about the plans to improve account manager. Yes, there is a plan to improve heavily the account management, keeping in mind that our goal is to deliver a great service across small and large player. We will use technology to enable us to do that. And we have quite a lot of things that we will put in place. I don't want to disclose too much of them, but you will start seeing what the promise that I can give you today is. You will start seeing incremental improvement that will start growing in increments. So tomorrow will be better than today, the day after will be better than the tomorrow, and so on and so forth. And again, I want to re-emphasize that this is not something on us alone. This is on Careem alone. This is something on all of us to do. So there is a question around great to see Careem's SA belongs to customers and partners, but to do so, restaurants must know their customers. And again, I understand the data. So I'm just gonna reiterate our thinking around the data. So today, the customer has entrusted us with his data. At the same time, we follow regulations around data privacy, and we really care about that customer data. And at the same time, we do understand that you guys need to understand also your customers so you can execute better. Now, for us, it's about how can we marry those two words so that we can unlock benefit. And the way we're approaching it is we're starting by unlocking data at an aggregate level, which means it is compliant. It will help you definitely. And then as we unlock that, then we start looking at, okay, if I want to go micro, what are the requirements? What can be done? All of that, and then put the measures in place. But again, we do care about everyone's data on our platform, merchant and customer alike. But our intent is to enable you to work better. And one of the things that will enable you to do that is to understand better the customer. So the next steps for now. So at this stage, what we're doing is, again, we're explaining the model, and we're sending the contract, and then we close the contract. And after closing the contract, the account management team will start contacting you to introduce you to the new marketing programs. So, and I want to touch a bit on those. So today what we're going to do is we're going to have marketing programs that enable us to have multiple partner in them, and enable us to market those programs and provide visibility to anyone that is in those programs. And this way, instead of giving, let's say, the first tile to one brand, I'll give that first tile to that marketing program, and I'll push my users to go check it out. And then when they go check it out, there is all my partners and all my ecosystem in it. So that's one way we're tackling the visibility point. So we're gonna start sharing with you those, and then you have the choice to opt in to 1, 2, 3. So that's one. And then at the same time, you will have activations that will come up that are unique to that month, that are unique to with a certain with a partner, and so on and so forth. But the programs are long-term programs throughout the year, and that will enable us to create a habit, to promote better, to do quite a lot of things much more effectively, because these programs are catered towards a segment. So we're going to be doing much more audience-based marketing. Yes, the merchant app will be improved. We have a team dedicated for that. And then we have a great roadmap that will enable, that will make your life easier, basically. Just keep in mind that we moved, when I said that COVID accelerated our transformation and we got into a super app. Now, doing a super app is not the same thing as having a single vertical. It's a very different business model, approach, execution approach, and all of that. So, and when I mentioned that we learned quite a lot over the past 6, 7, 8 months, that's what we've been doing. We've been like readjusting ourselves so that we can unlock that value to a wider ecosystem. And that's why you're gonna start seeing more features come out that will enable you to do your work much better. So yeah, so that's, I think that was the last question, but great questions. Thanks a lot for asking them. And again, please drop us a line on foodpartners_UAE@careem.com, and we'll be reaching out to you to onboard you and take you through the onboarding process and the execution process. And again, I hope it's clear. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. And again, we're in it together. We're together in this. And we truly believe that we can make a difference by building that partnership with you. And thanks, Leo.
Yeah, so we have several minutes left. I see one raised hand. Mr. Mishra, are you willing to talk? If anybody would like to ask question by voice, you can raise your hand. We have, I think, something like eight minutes left to speak if we need. Yeah, Mr. Mishra, you can speak if you raise the hand not by mistake. And once again, if anybody would like to ask question by voice, you can raise your hands. While we are waiting, there is one more question in chat regarding Fujairah. Could you put some light on it?
Yeah,
so yes, can I talk, sir?
Yeah.
Hello?
Go on.
Yes, my question is to you, sir. Already I had I've sent you messages. I think my video is not working here. Anyway, so one thing that the app, what we are using day-to-day basis, it looks sort of certain kind of training need, like for the ordinary person who working is difficult. So what I mean to say that it needs a major improvement. Like before, we have been like earlier, your own partner, like your very Uber, was so easy and so friendly, and everything It was so made it easy, and so we had a good amount of business with them. This is what
Yeah.
we are expecting with the Careem as well. And I think that the app will play a major role in terms of the customer as well as for the merchant as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mishra. As I mentioned, again, the promise that I'm making today is that you'll start seeing improvements day after day on all fronts. That's what we've been gearing up to do. So yes, I understand this challenge. We've highlighted it, and the team is on it to make sure that the experience both for the customer gets improved as well as the partner merchant also. So you'll see those improvements coming.
Okay,
Just
sir. Thank you very much.
I just want to clarify that it's not a bishop of bottle, right? Like we need to, there is quite a lot that needs to happen so that we can start moving and improving and all of that. And that's what's been happening in the background. Now, what I'm comfortably saying is that you start seeing this feature coming. You start seeing a better account management, different marketing plays. The food app will start improving, and then that's kind of what we're gonna do. But again, we had to learn about the super app world, and we've done that, and now we're ready to unlock that value.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes. There is a question about Fujairah region. So we have planned to expand to other Emirates, but I don't want to commit to a time now. But there is these are definitely in the pipeline. Today we do service quite a lot of Emirates from a ride-hailing perspective and from other services, and we have plans to roll out food as well. Any other questions?
Mr. Bassem would like to talk. I will add him. Bassem, you are online. You can talk.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the presentation. It looks definitely something that's hopefully a game changer. So my coffee house is in the DIP region. In fact, we took this place in preparation for the hopefully inauguration of the Expo 2020. I'm hoping still that it happens this year. But we really haven't seen enough traction in this region because of course, many reasons. What is the position of Careem to start looking at regions that are somehow remote and less congested from a demographics perspective into promoting the app and the reliance on the app more than, let's say, a region like the JLT or the Marina, which are quite congested? Because, I mean, no matter what we do, for sure, we can always do that much, right? I mean, it's definitely the power of the app that reaches each and every hand that will eventually reflect into, let's make an order. And so, yeah, I mean, is there any plan to balance, if you want, your approach into regions that are considered somehow remote still for Careem?
Yeah, so today we're looking at it at the business across zones, right? And that answers your question anyway. So the lens that we have and the way I'm building my team is to look at the business on a zonal level, so that we can identify areas of opportunity, areas where specifically areas where things are not working as well, and fix them. So that's the approach that I'm taking with the team. So I think that will trickle down to figure out, DIP. Okay, what's happening there? Where's the customer base? And try to solve for that zone. And when we solve for the zone, we solve for everyone inside that zone.
Sure.
I hope
Thank
that
you. Well, yeah, as long as you're committing to managing this balance, hopefully that would be great as a start. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how the business is being structured.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Okay, so one more. So regarding missed sessions, Mr. Mirza, don't worry, we will share the record soon. So you will receive it by email And yeah, so we have time for one more question. If anybody wants to speak, please do. Yeah, okay, seems we done. Yeah, so thank you very much, Victor, for presentation. Yeah, so I think now all clear. Presentation we will share, record we will share. Email is known. Yeah, so I think all next questions can be communicated directly. Thank you very much for spending your time to explain all the things. And I think anyway, competition is most profitable for restaurators. So I'm glad that you have started this approach because anyway, any competition creates better conditions, better proposition, better products, better service. Yeah, so I think that's great. Yeah, thank you very much. Team, colleagues, dear community, thank you for attending this webinar. Once again, we will send all presentations and record of the meeting shortly. So, and yeah, and today I would like just to announce some new steps we are going to implement in the community. So it seems finally we have found a better way of managing the community, better way of transferring the information and bringing profit every day. But so watch to our channels. I will announce it a bit later what exactly we will do. Today we have very good meetings with Damien from Mira community. Yeah, so soon something interesting will come here on the ground in our community, in our club, and in our society in Dubai and all over Emirates regarding restaurants, technology, and all this stuff. Yeah, from my IT background and my IT side, I can say that Careem is very, very flexible and open to any integrations. So we have already finished the integration of our iCouple system with Careem. And for Careem Box and for Careem Food, we are on the way. We have already launched it with one very famous chain. Yeah, and my IT guys told me that API of Careem is the best in the market. So usually, you know, when Russian developers tell that some API is nice, it means that it's really nice because sometimes it's, you know, it's very bad and it's very hard to integrate too. So yes, it's very good that you support all the stuff from technology perspectives as well. Yeah, so thank you for everybody. Let's finish on that. See you on our next webinars and let's be in touch. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Leo. Have a good day.
Yeah,
Thanks, everyone.